Hey, good morning, guys. So I wake up around 4 a.m. Yeah, 4. I get ready and I leave my house at around 5:10 a.m. The drive to my placement is around 30 minutes, so I arrive there right on time at 5:40. Hey guys, so I'm in the washroom right now, taking my break. So I just finished feeding the residents. I fed one. Now I'm going to go on my break. So the nurse, she kind of like resumes her tasks at 10. Right now she's just doing some documenting. But yeah, so she told me to join her at 10. So my break is like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna come back and then we have a care conference for one of the patients. I attempted a flexi rod little twist out yesterday, but it just became a whole frizz ball. I'm gonna go eat my lunch. Like, it's not lunchtime, it's like 9:30, but my pre-lunch or brunch, I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Okay, so I guess I'll give you guys a rundown of what I did today. So in the morning, so today is my day like shadowing the nurse. It's the first time I'm shadowing the nurse for the entire day. Before, we helped like give medications one time and then we went on to do our own thing, doing our head to toe assessments, helping the PSWs here and there, giving peri-care, which is like perineal care, changing their briefs, helping with transfers, and showering the patients, feeding them, things like that. That's what we did. Like, that's our typical day. So our shift officially starts at 6 a.m. but we have to be here 20 minutes early. So we get here at 5:40. So we do a quick rapid COVID test, PCR test, and we do that every day. And then afterwards, our tutor comes in, she tells us like our plan for the day, and then we go off into our different units. So me and two other girls are in one unit. We're in the locked unit, which means so basically it's like the patients that are exit seeking. So before we used to call them wanderers, but we don't use that term anymore. And then people who are in wheelchairs and are sometimes physically responsive, those types of patients with more advanced dementia, they are in the locked unit. So in the morning, the nurse does transfer of accountability with the night shift nurse. Sorry, I can't speak. She does TOA, which is transfer of accountability, with the night shift nurse. And then we did medication passes. So we went to the different residents, gave their meds. So most of them had oral meds. So we took their tablets, crushed them, put them in applesauce, mixed them up, and fed it to them. Some of them had tablets, so we just opened them up. Also put that in applesauce. We basically put everything in applesauce just to make it easier to swallow. Or we put it in like chocolate milk or something. So I helped do eye drops for people. And then today is the 1st of June. So every month we take their vital signs and we weigh them. So I helped get the vitals of some of the residents. So BP, temperature, oxygen, their heart rate, and then oh crap, someone's calling me. Hey guys, it's 11:15. Just to give you guys a little update, I just sat in with the nurse and the physician for a care conference. So one of the residents' families joined us on a video call with the recreational manager and another lady, and they just talked about their mom's health, how she's been doing lately, and their plans, and like if the family had any concerns, they brought it up. The physician, she did her own assessment and she just like transferred all her info over for her to take note of. Also told the physician what's been going on with her, with the resident. So they were just updating each other basically. So it's almost lunchtime, so I'm probably gonna have to go feed soon, but yeah, that's what's been happening so far. Okay, so we fed the residents and then we went on our lunch break, so another 30 minutes, and then we came back, just packed up our stuff and then left. So that was the day. Oh, also before we fed, we had lunchtime meds to give. So some of the meds that I gave out were like for COPD, so the inhaler, I gave one aerosol inhaler thing, so it was a bit different, and a lot more like oral medications. So yeah, that was today. Tomorrow will be my CRW day. The nursing home has iPads, so I use that to access my patients' information. They also have thick binders full of documents in the cupboards that I also go through during this time. I use my handy dandy notebook and clipboard to record down all the important information. The first sheet that I showed you guys was for my head to toe assessment, which I will be doing later, and the second sheet is for my patient's medication orders. Going out to speak to the physiotherapist. I have my notes here to write down what he says. Physiotherapist. And just like that, it's time for me to leave. Hey everyone, I'm back home. I have my spaghetti. This is my dinner. And don't mind me, I'm like sweating, but I'm so tired, you guys. I have my compression socks. These are really helpful if you guys are going into nursing or are like already in nursing school going into your second year. Compression socks for clinical are really helpful because it will alleviate some of the leg pain because you stand for long hours. So I guess I'll tell you guys what I did today. In the morning, same thing as yesterday, we go in, do our PCR test, and then that gives us a brief rundown of the plans for the day, and then we go do our own thing. So today I told you guys is my CRW day. So as soon as I enter my unit, I go take her chart and record any important information from her medical history, her medications, lab values, notes from the physician, progress notes from the nurse, stuff like that. And then I go and do morning care. So I woke up my resident. So I'll just say it's a patient, even though it's technically a resident. So I woke up my patient, I helped change her brief, and I asked my group member to come help me with that. So while we were turning her, I kind of assessed her skin. And then afterwards, I checked her abdomen. I listened to her heart sounds. She had atrial fibrillation, so it was an irregular, fast-paced heart rate, which was different. I've never heard it like on auscultation. And then afterwards, I wheeled her to the dining room to prepare her for breakfast, and went to another unit to watch an enteral feed. So a peg tube feed. It was my second time watching it, and that was cool. And then we went back, and I think by that point it was breakfast, so we were helping with feeding. Feeding starts at around 9 a.m. So we did that for 30 to 40 minutes. And then I think at the same time as I was doing the feeding, I took my patient's vitals. And then, I think sometime around this time, or my tutor called me aside to talk about my midterm evaluation. So yeah, she gave me some feedback. After lunchtime, I went to speak with the physiotherapist, and yeah, I asked him some questions about osteoporosis, some of the activities that he does for the residents, and like how he collaborates with nurses and whatever. This was all for my learning plan, which is on osteoporosis. And then I left. I think at around 1:30 I left to change my clothes, Usually we take 2 breaks, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Both of them are 30 minutes, but I didn't take my break in the afternoon, so I ended up leaving about 30 minutes earlier. So yeah, that was my day. Next week on Tuesday, we'll just be doing assessments, but we won't be needing it for assignments. So it will be a lot less stressful, I believe. So I'm really excited for that. I think we'll shadow the wound care nurse next week as well. That was supposed to be today, but something came up, so she wasn't able to do it. But yeah, next week we'll do that. Also, yesterday, I forgot to mention, I was able to watch a wound dressing change on a resident. Another thing I forgot to mention was that after the physician came, we went to one of the residents who suffered a hallucination, and the physician was trying to get more information about what happened because she's verbal. She's one of the few residents on our unit that is fully verbal. So she was detailing the event, and she thought like someone was coming in to rape her, and like during the nighttime she ended up screaming, and the PSWs and the nurse came in, but no one saw anything. So that was obviously a really scary experience for her. And yeah, besides that, I don't think anything else happened that's worth mentioning. Tonight I'm just going to type out my like data from today into my CRW template. Oh, also at the end of the day, our tutor came around and she asked for our soap notes, so we showed her our soap notes, and then she asked us to explain one of the diagnoses from our patient's medical history, maybe something we were unfamiliar with. So I picked AFib. So yeah, I just verbally explained that to her. Usually we describe their diagnoses in like written format as part of the CRW, but this time it was just verbal. So yeah, tonight I'm gonna finish up my CRW. Tomorrow it's due on Saturday. I also have a wound care assignment due on Saturday as well. Next week, Wednesday, my learning plan is due. No, sorry, next week, Tuesday, my learning plan is due. Next week, Wednesday, will be my learning plan presentation. After that, next week, Wednesday, will be my last day. Obviously, long-term care home placement, that's not a typical one for second year, but so far it's been a great place to learn foundational nursing skills. Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I anticipate filming another video like this when I'm in my second placement, and you guys can see kind of like the contrast between long-term care and then hospital setting. I think I'm done. I'm just rambling. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, subscribe, like the video please, comment, and yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, just chill, minimal editing, please let me know.